Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Jason with the Board Game Mechanics, and today we're going to take a look at a game called Xylotar. Xylotar is a game from Basset Games designed by Chris Ray. Plays 2 to 5 players, special rules for 2 players, so I'm going to say 3 to 5 players. In about 30 minutes, ages 15 plus. You can be younger than 15. This is not that tricky of a game. We'll come back to that. What this game is you are basically, as our theme on the box, you're trying to become the world's greatest Xylotar player, which is basically a keytar. Trick-taking game players know only the colors of the cards and their relative order, using deduction and observation to figure out the values. So that's basically it. Trick-taking game where you know an approximate value of what your cards are, but you don't know exactly what they are. That's it. You're trying to take tricks to get points, and you're also trying to bid to get exactly that amount, which is also going to be a little bit of randomness to give you extra points. So, if that sounds interesting, you can click the link in the video description, check out the playthrough. I'll play through a full round of the game, which is a third of the game because there's 3 full rounds. If you don't want to see that, you can stay right here and we'll take a look at the components. Alright, the components are simple. It's the box, small box, you can see that. Funky art, really hard to open box. If you're going to give me a box, put a little cutout there. I appreciate that. Rule book is fine. There's no issues here. Tells you how to play, gives examples, shows you what it looks like set up, which I appreciate. Tells you how the trump works, gives you special 2-player rules. Don't play this with 2 players. It's a trick-taking game. Play it at more than 2 players. Tells you how it wins, and it has a keytar on the back. But the crux of the game is these cards. Each player is going to get a high note card, which is their weird size. But it's going to give you the high notes. That's going to give you a breakdown of what all the cards are, which you can also see in the back of the cards. And then there are going to be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 suits, depending on the number of players. And then they're going to look like this. I'm not going to go too into detail, but this is going to be either a 0 to 10, and it's red. And then on the other side, it's going to tell you what number it is. Okay? That's how they're all going to look. So here's a purple. And for color blind issues, the notes are different. So this is a flat quarter note, I believe, 8th note. So that all the notes are different in every suit as well, just so you can kind of see that. There's a quarter note, but it tells you the number. It's a 0 to 6, it's a 2. They're nice cards. They're not linen finished. They shuffle nicely. They don't have any wear. I played it about 3 times now, no wear. So yeah, pretty good production. It's just a trick-taking game, so it's just cards. So I don't really have any issues with it, but there you go. That's the components. Alright, so let's talk about how this game plays. So this is a trick-taking game. I'm a fan of trick-taking games. In this one, the trick, I remember I said that at the top, the tricky part of this one is you're playing cards and you don't know exactly what their value is. You have an idea. You're going to arrange your cards from high to low. So if you have a red next to your high note, you're probably going to think that's a 10. But then you play it and it's a 7. You're going to know every other card that you have is a 7 or less, which is rough. So you're going to get some information by playing cards. So as you play more cards out, you're going to have more. You're going to have more of the numbers deduced, more of the numbers figured out, which is going to help you have more control as you're playing. That's it. It's a really simple game. It's trick taking. If you like trick taking, I think you're going to dig this. If you like deduction, you're probably going to dig this. I like this mostly because I like themes about music, and this is about a keytar. It's not my favorite trick taking game. The deduction piece is barely there. I think you could take it or leave it, the deduction. Oh, drop this card. You could take or leave the deduction. I think the game would probably feel the same. But, yeah, it's fine. I think it's a cool gimmick. It's nice laying those cards out looking like a keytar, or Xylotar. I'm going to keep calling it as keytar because that's what it is. But, yeah, it's okay to me. There are other trick-taking games I'd probably play before this, unless somebody really wanted to play it or they wanted to check it out to see how funky it is. But, yeah, it's not bad. It's just not what I was expecting out of it, actually. So there you go. So that is Xylotar from Bezier Games. I'm Jason with the Board Game Mechanics, and as always, keep gaming.